All right, we are back, and it is August 22nd with Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now, this Joker has got a 90% Rotten Tomatoes with a 98% popcorn meter on this fucker, okay?
Jeez.
This is the craziest shit I think I have seen in a while when it comes to movie theaters. I tried to get tickets Saturday, the day of, and I know Richard
Shouldn't
and
have
I
done
were
that.
talking about it a week before, right? We were talking about it a week before, and he was saying everything was sold out. Well, then come like Tuesday or Wednesday, I started looking, and there was plenty of seats for the morning of Saturday at my movie theater. And I was like, okay, cool.
I wonder if they opened more showings because they saw everything was sold out.
I don't know, because I was trying to find, like, we try to go in the morning because I was going to take the kids,
Right,
and
yeah.
it's cheaper. It's like $11 a ticket or something like that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm looking, and then Saturday came, and I was like, oh, I'm going to buy some tickets, and we'll be good to go. And no, fuck, everything was sold out. Everything,
Yeah.
except for like front row shit was sold out.
Yeah.
And so I wound up going to the go ahead.
No, I just want to rant about that for a second. Can we just get rid of that row? Like, who wants to sit there and like,
right?
Wow, this is so amazing.
Right? Yeah,
Like,
no.
Just get rid of that row.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing appropriate you can put there. Like, you need a bed almost to lay down, and like that you're just asking for trouble if you do that.
Yeah.
So like, I agree.
Don't be gross, Tammy.
So the only theater that I found that was a decent time that was nearby was an English speaking with Spanish subtitle version of the movie.
Okay. You texted that. My dyslexia kicked in. I thought you went to a Spanish, like it's all in Spanish, and it had English subtitles.
Honestly. I did too.
And that made me like, that's why I was like, maybe we should reschedule this, because I know you hate reading subtitles the entire time.
No. That's if it was that, I'd been like, guys, we can't. I can't.
Yeah.
Like I just been like, I can't do it. But no, it was English speaking, but the subtitles, I was like, I don't know how this is gonna be. This is gonna be an experience here, because like I hate me some subtitles. I absolutely hate me some subtitles. So, but it wasn't too bad. I have complaints, but it wasn't too bad. Anyways, regardless of my experience at the movie theaters, this features Peter Parker at the beginning, and then like 4 years after the whole thing that happened with Spider-Man No Way Home. And Peter is having issues with his spider powers and being lonely. A new threat emerges, and Damage Control is asking Peter for help, and he kind of seems to be cooperating a lot with the police and Damage Control in this movie. We come to find out that the threat is not necessarily the villain that we were led to believe. So, with that being said, we've got some first appearances. We have got, and I'm only going with the people we have not talked or seen about before. Everybody else, like, it's getting to where it's too much, y'all. It's just a little too much. So, Ramrod, Daredevil 103 from 1973, Boomerang, Tales to Astonish, number 81 from 1966, Tarantula, Amazing Spider-Man 134 from 1974, Tombstone, Web of Spider-Man number 36 from 1988, The Hand, Daredevil 174 from 1981, Gene DeWolf, Marvel Team Up 48 from 1976, William Metzger, X-Men Children of the Atom number 1 from 1999, Sarah Gray, Uncanny X-Men number 136 from 1980, and spoiler alert, Jean Grey from Uncanny X-Men number 1, 1963. So with all that being said, Jeremy, what is your whelming on this movie?
I will say that I was overwhelmed. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was kind of debating pleasantly whelmed, but I still, I don't know. I just really enjoyed the movie. So I watched the other 3 Spider-Man movies, like his 3. My wife and family and I like watched it because yeah, my boys, I don't think they've seen those, but I know the youngest one hasn't seen them. But yeah, so I wanted to watch them, so we all had a kind of refresher on No Way Home, and all that happened in that one, which yeah. But so we did that, and I don't know. I think it did a good job. I had fun with it, and yeah, my wife, she was overwhelmed with it, so we all seemed to really enjoy it. So
nice. Richard?
I wrote I too was overly whelmed. At first I was like, because I had to really think about this, because I was like, hands down, this is my favorite live action Spider-Man movie now to date.
Wow.
But I was like, do I like it more than the first Spider-Verse movie? And I was like waxing and waning. I was like, do I?
You mean
I
like the Miles Morales one?
Yeah, the first Spider-Verse movie, the one with Miles, the first one, not that second one that ended in a horrible cliffhanger. I do like that movie, but I hate that it's a cliffhanger. We've been waiting like years upon years upon years for the the conclusion of it. But that first one is a solid movie, and for a long time was my favorite Spider-Man movie. And yeah, I gotta say this one now dethrones it. Like,
wow.
There are some nitpicky things I have with this, but man, this feels like a love letter to Spider-Man fans. Like how Endgame was like a love letter to like, hey, thanks for sticking with us for 20 years. This movie feels like, hey, thanks for being a Spider-Man fan. And I don't know why. It's just so fucking good.
I was pleasantly whelmed with it. I feel like I kind of have a hard time seeing the hype. There's a lot of things that I like about it. I really don't have anything bad to say about this movie, in all honesty. As most anybody and everybody that's listened to this podcast knows, like, I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan. Like, that's just not me. That's not my thing, and that's fine. But like, this is very much a heartfelt movie. There's a lot of emotion that's in this movie, and there are fun parts within this movie. I think a lot of times I look for something that's more fun, and I don't think I was expecting the emotional roller coaster that this movie actually is. And so maybe that's why my whelming is not necessarily overly whelmed. I think it's a solid, awesome movie. It's just I kind of have a hard time understanding the hype. I thought you were gonna press something. You're looking over. That's hilarious. I will say, for one thing, that I was impressed with this movie is this movie from Marvel has felt more connected than any of the last however many movies, and it didn't feel forced. It felt completely freaking natural. And I didn't know if y'all felt the same way. As Richard Bobson said, yes, absolutely.
So I mean, like, whenever you're saying connected, as far as like the actual, just the storyline flowing, or like
the storyline flowing and how they added Marvel characters that we already knew, and it wasn't forced. Like his interaction with Yelena Belova, like he interacted with the Avengers to get help.
Yeah,
and that was it.
I think you're also saying, I don't know, maybe you're kind of saying what I wrote down, but it didn't feel just like cameos.
Right.
It didn't feel
just like a
it's Yelena Belova.
Yeah. Like the whole fan service stuff, or just throwing it in there type thing. I gotcha.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he was looking for help. He went and reached out to Yelena Belova. He was looking for help, so he went out and reached Bruce Banner. He was, we introduced Jean Grey from the X-Men into this movie as like what's thought to be the villain, but it's kind of a cover-up though as well. And it was a natural, I'm going to say quote unquote villain for the
antagonist.
movie.
She's the antagonist.
Yes, thank you. That's a way better word. Yes, antagonist for Spider-Man. Who else? I feel like I missed. Oh, Frank Castle.
Yeah.
Like he's going to be in the area, and they've interacted dealing with bad guys and whatnot like that. So there's somewhat of a relationship there, and Spidey needed somewhere he knew was safe to sit there and keep MJ. And of course he's going to go to Frank because Frank's a hermit. He don't want anybody to know where he lives. And like that makes the most sense. And his place is booby trapped. It is all get out.
Out the wazoo.
So like it's all stuff that honestly just it's things that we've critiqued in the past where it's like you're watching Daredevil and it's like, where the fuck is Spider-Man? Because he should obviously be there for that. Or where the fuck are the X-Men? They should obviously be there for that. It was those kind of moments where it's like, these people would obviously be in the area, so like, why not use them?
Yeah.
So I didn't use Daredevil in it.
He's in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, technically no, because this is taking place after the events of whatever year it's going to be in Born Again. That because like Kingpin has not been mayor. What's her name's mayor now?
Right.
We saw that with the whole, in the trailer, her giving the key to the city to Spider-Man and all that.
Right.
So I'm going to assume all that happens. Maybe we'll get our answer in Born Again. That's one of my biggest nitpicks is Daredevil not being in this, especially with the hand being in this. And in general, just the hand being in this could have been cut from the movie. Like, I don't necessarily like that they brought the hand in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say like I mean, I didn't necessarily have any major opinion about it being the hand. I mean, I get the whole like what Gene says kind of later, talking about as far as like they have a task force that's like trained to take on specifically Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess that's what the hand was supposed to be. So I was like,
well, no, that was the guys with the ray guns that could like liquefy his webbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I knew that part. I just thought that she also meant like that they had gotten the hand kind of to be able to help fight him as well or something. But yeah, so I mean, it was. I mean, has the hand ever been a villain of his really in the comics?
He I wouldn't say like the typical like lizard or whatever, but like that whole shot when they're recreating all the different covers of different comics. That one with the hands leaping at him, that's basically a cover from a comic. And he's interacted with the hand because the hand operates in New York all the time.
Yeah.
But they're more of a Daredevil thing or a Wolverine thing.
Yeah.
They aren't usually Spider-Man, but Spider-Man is one of those characters where they throw him in everything because he sells books. So he's interacted with a lot of these things.
I was going to say there's a really good story but it's like Spider-Man, Daredevil, and it's really a Daredevil story that Spider-Man's in it, but Spider-Man, Daredevil, and Punisher. And like the hand is an antagonist in that as well. And it's all about a microchip that like people like bad guys are wanting.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty cool read. It's like 3 issues or whatever, but like it was more one of those where like Spider-Man happens to be in the area, so he's going to fight the hand with Daredevil because they're buddies.
That's the thing I wanted so bad. Like if we're gonna have the hand, I wanted Daredevil to show up for this.
Yeah.
Just for a quick cameo. I know I said like they didn't feel like cameos, and I get why, because like every one of the cameos, I'm just gonna use that word for lack of a better word, in this had a point. Because like a lot of the themes are like Peter being alone and going at this alone, and like. So in this movie, he's lost everything. He's lost Aunt May. He's lost his best friends. He's lost the love of his life. Frank has lost everything. And if Pete went down the route of Frank, he would be like more like him. And then there's the like Hulk, the whole monster living inside of him, and Peter having this arachnid monster living inside of him now. And then I couldn't quite figure out Yelena Belova's type thing, but I think it's just like relying on friends, maybe. I don't know yet. That's the one I haven't had enough time to think about it. I'm honestly gonna go see this again.
I think her thing was just trying to get him to eat potatoes. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Starches in.
I'm sorry, but like when he's talking about how like, hey, there's a psychic who's like body hopping, and she's like, this is small potatoes. We deal with big. I'm like, that's big potatoes, lady.
That's what I was thinking too.
Well, I was thinking once she like once Jean sat there and like did her second mutation, and
secondary
she
mutation.
gets a wider range for her telepathy, but then also like telekinesis. It's like, okay, well now we're getting that point of like of Sentry level. You know what I mean? Like Sentry was making people disappear. Like now we've got blocks of people who are just like not moving. So when's the new Avengers going to say, okay, this has reached a big enough radius now. We have to step in.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Yelena was like, but my feet are all pruny. I can't go running right now. That part kind of annoyed me, but it was a fun little like moment. I especially love when she asks Spider-Man to get in there and he keeps the mask on. I was like, I was hoping to God he would keep the mask on because that is so from the comic. This whole movie felt very much like a Spider-Man comic.
Yeah.
And that's why I love it so much.
And like to kind of go back to the like Daredevil thing, like it almost, I mean, with the, like I said, been watching the other ones, you know, No Way Home, he's his attorney in there, Daredevil is. So it makes you think that they're going to have more crossover, but that was it.
Yeah.
That's all you got.
Don't get me wrong, I fucking love this movie, but I kind of wish this movie was like Daredevil, Spider-Man teaming up to take down Kingpin.
Yeah.
And then like we do this movie the next like movie. But regardless, this movie was fantastic. My other complaint is Mac Gargan was kind of pointless in this movie.
Man.
I've been dying to see
Scorpion.
The Scorpion. I've been dying to see Scorpion on the like big screen. And we did get him, but like it was kind of just a like, here he is and moving on.
He is straight up the Baron Mordo of the Spider-Man universe.
Yeah.
Like that's the best way I can describe it. Is that, you know, we've introduced him, we've set him up, and now he's here, and now he's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
But honestly, that's probably my biggest complaint as well with this movie, is that we introduced a lot of villains that, you know, I rattled off. I'm not saying any of these are great or that they should be the main villain of any movie or anything like that. Like Tarantula, Boomerang, Ramrod, like none of those. It was cool to see him. I would have wished to have seen him more than just, you know, a straight up montage. You know what I mean? Like, I'd like to have seen him have to, like, battle them or something. Like, something came up, a side mission. You know what I mean? And, like, we got to battle him real quick.
He has so many rogues. I'm fine with that because the only one that I would maybe want to see is Tombstone. But I couldn't care less about Boomerang. I could definitely care less about Ramrod. I'm trying to remember Tarantula. Like,
I'd say Tarantula was the one I was like, no.
Yeah, I don't really care about it. So I just thought it was like a fun. I didn't know about Ramrod. I don't know how I didn't know about Ramrod, but when I saw it, I remember like I literally like pointed at the screen. I was like, oh
yeah. But yeah, Tombstone. That's why I left him out a second ago. Tombstone, I feel like could have been like that major Spider-Man villain, especially with the fact that like Kingpin is no longer a mayor in New York. He's no longer doing crime in New York. So Tombstone could absolutely pick that up and become that kind of like boss mafia style threat.
Yeah, there could be like a power vacuum amongst the criminal underworld, and he fills in that void. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that was kind of mishandled for a fun like recreation, but you know, who knows, they may bring him back because villains don't stay, you know, in jail in comic books.
That's true. I'll also say that I feel like, you know, you were making the comments of like a Daredevil Spider-Man team up with Kingpin and all that other jazz. We thought we were going to get something like that of somewhat of a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man movie. That's what Kevin Feige has spoke about wanting to do. Where on the other hand, you had Sony saying, no, we need multiversal. We need to go big.
Like that.
We need to have the Spider Boys back again because we want to make $1 billion and all this other jazz. And it's almost like they're like, okay, hold up, time out. How about this? Instead of Toby and all them and multiversal and big, and instead of friendly neighborhood, we'll throw Jean Grey in there. Is that okay? Can we introduce the X-Men there? And it's like, oh fuck yeah, okay, X-Men, sure, Spider-Man, yeah, let's go.
But we will specifically never once say the word mutant or mention any other X-Men or the word
Right.
X-Men or the just the word X and men together in a sentence.
Where's
Or
Jean
use
Grey going?
Axe,
Fuck
spray.
if I know.
Yeah, like, yeah, no, that was the ending there. I know we're kind of skipping there, but her going upstate New York, which is typically where the X Mansion is, that's clearly like a wink, like kind of moment.
While we're here and we're talking about Jean, the big story with her is that she's trying to find her sister Sarah, who also has mutant abilities and telepath, and was actually teaching her how to use her mutant abilities. It was established that her mother let them go and they were orphans. Well, Damage Control found Sarah and to take her in. So Jean has been on a warpath trying to get back to her, in like a literal warpath, trying to get back to Sarah at Damage Control. I want to say, and I know how you feel, Richard, about Damage Control. However, I do feel like Marvel is doing a good job and a better job with Damage Control, building them up as a villain for the X-Men than they have done a lot of villains in Marvel.
Oh, absolutely. No, yeah. Like, I'm conflicted because, like, I want to see the fun, silly kind of Damage Control that, like, I know from the comic books.
Mm-hmm.
But as they have set this up since the first Spider-Man movie that they did.
Right. Yeah.
Like, essentially that Damage Control was what caused Vulture to become Vulture. And they've just been, just absolute dick bags from the word go. I love that. I love what they're doing. On that note, though, one of the other things that I don't know if I like, but I'm feeling very like sick to my stomach about is the power inhibitor that Spidey makes. Because that is going to bite him in the ass, essentially, because that
Peter?
is what I'm saying is like that is going to be used to do so much harm to mutant kind.
Oh yeah.
And I hope they address that in future Spider-Man movies, because like if they don't, that really like doesn't set well with me as far as like my favorite character goes.
Well, I think they have already done that with, like, based on the conversation that he and Bruce had, because he was like, basically saying the same thing of like, how like some of these bad things need to happen. Like he's like, how, like, so what? How do you basically, what gives you the right to feel like you can choose what is good and bad and who needs it, who doesn't need it, things like that. Like he kind of like already planted that seed, I feel like.
Yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying is they're gonna use these to put like power dampening collars on mutants to round them up and put them in essentially concentration camps and I don't know, fucking murder them or do horrible experiments on them. And Pete's the one who invented this, so I'm just like, it's like the Oppenheimer kind of thing. Like he invented the nuke, and now he's like, oh fuck, like what do I do here?
Yeah. Which, like, the one that Jean had was essentially squished. Now, could it be reverse engineered? Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know where Peter's is though right now.
There's one that's unaccounted for. I'm gonna rewatch this movie, but I'm pretty sure there's one unaccounted for, and I'm like, oh shit, because we don't see what happened to Metzger. Like, did he get put in prison? Like, what happened? Is he dead? Is he alive? Like,
there was no Mahdi, so he's alive.
Yeah. God damn it. And I'm like, that motherfucker is like combing that rubble for that ship.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I read that like Metzger, I didn't realize that Metzger was like an actual comic book person.
Yep.
But he's
an actual like X-Men villain.
Right. Yeah. Big anti-mutant hero, like villain.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, this is perfect. Like,
yeah.
perfect for this, especially with the inhibitor collar, all that, or the inhibitor chip that will, like you said, it'll be a collar. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then like we saw in Ms. Marvel already, where they've already got these bots that are going around looking for mutant DNA and stuff like that, which is absolutely going to turn into Sentinels. We talked about that long ago.
Yeah. You sniped that, man. You sniped that.
So yeah, I'm loving. I wish Marvel would do this to any of what could be their possible big villains.
Yeah.
Like this build up of Damage Control. I feel like some people are seeing it, but not everybody is. And I feel like it's gradually building up movie per TV show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's what you should do. Like,
no, I
why
agree.
are you not doing this with your other villains?
Yeah, no,
we'll just throw Doom in there. That'd be fine.
I absolutely agree. Slow roll your big bads. This is kind of like, it's not like one person though, as far as like the big bad. It's going to be like an organization, and then it's going to the organization's probably going to have different like different heads of that organization, and then they may bring in the purifiers, whatever. I don't know who they'll do, but yeah, I'm liking what they did. I would, but in all seriousness, fuck those guys. Like, especially, I knew that motherfucker was evil. I know we've already spoiled that twist now. I knew that motherfucker was evil the moment he was like, oh yeah, we're working with the hand here.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't trust that motherfucker.
My first, I was like, what? Like, because of me, I was like, this doesn't make sense. How the fuck are you controlling the hand? That's not normal shit. What did you do and how? That's what I was wondering.
Yeah. No, same. I was like, no, this all reeks. And then like when he goes into the DODC like department, and he goes through like the metal detector, and it's like, they're all like, you got to take off your mask, and then they just immediately are like ready to gun Spider-Man down. I was like, fuck every one of you motherfuckers.
Light him up.
I'm like, where's Frank? Where's Frank? Need to be on this.
However, seeing Tillman's performance as Metzger, makes me no doubt believe that role was originally for Domingo Coleman, because I could totally see him in that role. Tillman looks like Coleman. And just their acting, I think, is like right there, neck and neck. I could totally see Coleman in that role, and I'm hoping he gets something else in the future.
Yeah, Tillman is in Severance, and he plays Mr. Milchek in that. And God, that show is so good. But he is such a great kind of villain in that. He's not just like, there's multiple villains in that movie, but anyway. When I heard that, I was like, ooh, I'm excited, but I feel like we're wasting a great actor. And I don't think we wasted him, but I would like to see him like back again as like the same character for like another X-Men movie or something.
Absolutely. And I feel like we will.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like this is over with. Like, he went missing. You know what I mean? Like, they came back and they said, oh yeah, we're Yelena's going through all the data and whatnot like that. We're getting a lot of stuff now that they tried to scrub, and Metzger's missing.
Yeah.
So, which leads me to believe that like he's gonna come back. Now, it may not be with Damage Control. Damage Control, they may have just shut Damage Control down, honestly. Which kind of like, if they did that, that totally sucks, because we just talked about how good they're building up this villain to be, and for them to be going through and like finding all the scrub data now, it's like, oh, did you just get rid of Damage Control now? Like, did you just kill off your villain again? Is that what we just did before X-Men come?
I don't think so. If anything, they could pivot to like, oh, Damage Control, was all gobbled up by Trask Industries.
Oh, yeah.
Or something like that. Like, I don't know. They could do a million and one things, but I don't think just scrubbing. I think what they were saying is like, hey, we like erased all this so they don't have the information to like basically, harm powered people. But I don't know. Like, we still didn't address like the like Gitmo prison that's out in the desert in Wonder Man or anything like that.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm wondering. I don't think Damage Control's dead yet. I don't. I think there's still going to be an ongoing antagonist for the X-Men.
I feel like they're gonna have to have somebody with money to back them though, because like they're not gonna get government funds. You know what I mean? I don't feel like.
Yeah, I don't know. It may or may not. It just depends. Because like, I'll be honest with you. Like real world, I have a feeling if this were in the real world, because I've joked about how like it must be a fucking nightmare to live in the MCU, and then we discovered that the reason why it's called 616 is the guy who came up with the number was like, well, I thought of 666 because I thought it would be like a living hell to live in the Marvel universe, and then I just subtracted 50 because 50 was just a good round number. And anyway, like I saw a funny bit where it was like people living in New York have like survived the blip, the weird thing with Bob, and then now the like thing with Jean, and it's like, yeah, that's why Peter was able to afford a penthouse in New York City with no job.
Let's not forget the Eternals, that big giant guy in the sky as well. Like,
yes, that was for the whole world, but yes,
right.
And then not just that, but also the like, hey, we've learned that Earth is a big egg to hatch a giant creature. Like,
yeah.
And then,
That's
I mean,
funny.
if you get on more and more, it's like, oh yeah, and then one of the branches of government had 3 helicarriers that like were gonna murder everyone in the world that like was against them, and then they all crash landed, and then so on and so forth. Like, it's just, it's one of those like, I'm tired, boss.
That's funny.
So one thing I was like curious about too was, what was the point of her controlling Scorpion or getting Scorpion out of there?
I think in my opinion, she needed someone who had the meat, and like in other words, was powerful enough to just rip through there.
Yeah.
Rip through,
like go through
trying
damage
to get
control.
into. Yeah. Okay, I got you.
I think she was zoning in on which one her sister would be at. Is what it was. She was narrowing them down because she'd already sat there and ran a tank into one. She did something in another. Like, she was narrowing down the different locations.
Yeah.
And I think she was getting ready to like hit the one.
Yeah.
And to get in there, she needed somebody that would be able to do it, that she could control.
I got you.
And when Pete goes like arachnid and like just like tail whips him into that cop car, I was like, Mac's dead. like, motherfucker doesn't have a helmet on. He's fucking dead.
Almost.
Yeah. No, he should have been dead. Like, but yeah. So
there's several people that should have died in this movie, in all honesty.
Yeah. Yeah. So my thing is, what y'all think of the suit? Spider-Man suit.
I mean, I liked it. I'm not nitpicky, so
I know, but I mean, you've seen different versions. You literally watched all 3 different movies.
Yeah.
So like,
I
do you
will
have
say,
a
like,
favorite? Do you like this one? Do you hate this one? Like,
I will say because what was it? Was it much different than what he ended up with on the No Way Home one?
Yeah, it's the blue.
End.
It's basically the same. There's some slight changes. It's supposed to be the same suit, but the blue is much darker in this version than the one at No Way Home. And
that's what I was thinking.
I think they made the webbing like raised and more pronounced.
Yeah,
I want to say.
We'll say I liked the shinier blue on that last one for No Way Home. I kind of dug that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I mean, I liked it. I thought it was good. I liked the raised webbing on it. I was never a big fan of the what do you call it, Iron Spider.
Mm-hmm.
I was never really a big fan of that one. The with the arms that came out and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this one I liked. But I do wish it had a little bit more of it was a little bit brighter. But I mean, I could see why it would be darker on this one because of what he was going through and everything.
I like that they didn't go with the shiny, actually. Like, I'm kind of the opposite. So I like this better than what we had at the end of No Way Home. and I like the one scene where he's like got a vest on and a toboggan, and he's like fighting bad guys in the cold. I was like,
he's fighting
that's
Scorpion
pretty
in that
great.
scene.
Yeah, I did like that.
At first, because my favorite suit so far, all live action suits, my favorite suit is the Homecoming suit. But this one grew on me to where I think I like this one more now, because at first, like all I had seen was like from like not even like the trailer, but like the one where like Pete comes out and it's like day one of filming. And then I've seen like a bunch of behind the scenes, and I was like, I don't know if I like it, but actually seeing it in the movie, it works really well.
Yeah.
I was very hesitant on the web shooters because they look like they are sleeker than the ones from Homecoming and Civil War, but like they just looked odd and bulky. And anyway, those actually I ended up loving a lot. I especially love how he like uses his web bombs in that. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, and then they changed the organic web shooters. But this movie kind of copped out with like they were like, "Hey, organic or mechanical?" And they said, "Why not both?"
Yeah. Since we're talking about the web shooters and the organic web and all that, what did y'all think about, especially the very beginning of the actual web slinging? Because I feel like this is the first time we got like practical effect like web slinging from like at least Tom Holland. And I just want to know what y'all thought about it.
I enjoyed it. I liked at the beginning, like where they kind of did the little POV almost of him.
Yeah.
We never really had that before, so I enjoyed that of it. And yeah, I mean, I think they did a great job with all the web slinging in there. I did think it was kind of funny whenever he was like gagging whenever he was first getting the.
I did the same thing.
That was funny.
It honestly just looked like it was basically premature ejaculation. When he starts firing his web everywhere, I was like, sometimes it do be like that.
That's literally what I was thinking. I was like, this is just a puberty movie. Like this is just going through puberty, basically.
I mean, yeah, that is what they said with that like video of the spiders going through basically puberty. I love one of my notes was to talk about all the stunts, the VFX, the SFX. Yeah, the practical web slinging. I gotta give props to him. Daniel, what is the director's name? It's the guy who did Shang-Chi. Destin Daniel Cretton is his name. Yeah. I hope he gets to do the next Spider-Man one, because all the stunts, all the VFX, all the web slinging looked phenomenal. It was so well done in a way that we kind of haven't seen before. A lot of fans tout that Andrew Garfield, I think in the second Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movie, had the best web slinging. I think this one tops it personally. There's something about it that I really love that they did. Now a lot of it is like practical, but then they enhance it with the VFX, but still there's something about it that feels so like tangible, and I love it. It's just done really well.
It felt completely different to me than any other Spider-Man movie. I don't remember Amazing Spider-Man 2, the web slinging that. But like in this one, like Jeremy was saying, we got point of view, like him sitting there going through the streets. That was really cool. I don't remember ever seeing that. We had these funky like looking up angles, like diagonal style angles. That was really cool. I don't remember ever seeing that. We got like a side profile of like him going down the street or whatever, and then there's like he's following the tank. That was really cool. I think my favorite was you see him shoot one web, and then he's wanting to make a turn, and so he shoots off another to make that hard like bank.
Yeah,
and I was like, I don't ever remember seeing that in any other Spider-Man movie. That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed it. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool, like what you were talking about, like in some of the scenes where they flipped the camera basically, like that one where he's just sitting quote unquote sitting underneath the I-beam there, and then like whenever he was fighting the hand and then flip it over, I was like, oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the one where he's sitting was absolutely stolen from the Spider-Verse movies, but regardless, it's still a cool shot.
Yeah.
The Hulk looked great in this movie. I thought the VFX for Hulk looked great. My one nitpick is I thought Jean's powers, the way they portrayed Jean's powers with the VFX was cool, but it kind of just looked like Sue Storm's powers again. I think they should have made, typically, correct me if I'm wrong, Michael, but I think I remember, especially in X-Men, the cartoon, aren't most psychic powers portrayed as like a pinkish, purplish kind of color?
Yeah. So I've heard a lot of backlash about that as well, where like, people are talking about X-Men the animated series and how like when Jean moves stuff or whatever, it's usually pink.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that. I almost feel like it's one of those Mandela effects where like I feel like that's right, but I haven't gone back to confirm it, and so I'm waiting to go back and it be wrong, because 97 specifically shows Jean when she's talking and stuff like telepathically as a blue.
Okay.
And I heard a lot of people saying that like in this movie, and I didn't remember like looking for it, but I heard people saying that like Jean's powers in this movie would come off as blue. And I was like, oh, they're trying to take stuff from 97 then, because I did notice it in there.
Yeah, I think they are trying to make 97 closer to this X-Men than anything else, but I couldn't remember. Regardless, I wanted just I'm not saying it should be like, like purple or pink or blue. I'm saying just like, instead of it being like clear and it looks like you're looking through like glass or water or something, make it just have a slight hue to it.
Purple, a pink, a pink haze. Yeah,
just something to distinguish it from like Sue's powers, since it's not really a power you can visually see usually. And I just think that would have been cooler. But that's, again, this is all nitpicky stuff. Like, I was really struggling to find things like I didn't like about it. But yeah, Hulk looked awesome. Especially when he becomes Savage Hulk. Like, I was like, wow, they actually did a really good job here, because he looks like he's real, like he's in that scene.
I loved that whenever Spider-Man was like, I didn't realize you could get that big.
I love that they did, I forget what comic it's from, but they did the scene of like Hulk never, like Banner forgets, but Hulk never forgets, or it's something like that line, where after the whole like everyone forgot that Peter Parker was Spider-Man in the comic, he eventually has an interaction with Hulk, and Hulk calls him Peter, and he's like, wait a minute, how'd you know I was Peter? And then he says like, Banner forgets, but Hulk never forgets. So it's like the spell didn't work on Hulk. And it wasn't like a one-to-one of that, but it was him going like, it's me, it's Peter. And then it was like Hulk kind of like remembered or something and then let go.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
I do have a question about that, because we got 2 moments of that in this movie. And one of the things I wanted to ask was, do we feel like they're trying to correct No Way Home quick? 2, with the Hulk, Peter's getting his ass beat by him. And he goes, Dr. Banner, Bruce, I'm your friend, Peter. And then Hulk stops and he looks at him and he goes, Peter? And then he's like kind of steps back and then like backs off. And so was that Bruce coming back, or was that the Hulk that was talking? I've heard lots of back and forth of like what you're saying is that, the spell doesn't necessarily work on the Hulk because he was, depressed, like not depressed, like pushed back.
Suppressed.
Thank you. Words, they suck. And and so like I've heard that, and I could see that, and I could get down with that. But like to sit there and say Dr. Banner, Bruce, trying to get like Bruce's attention and Bruce to come back out, like that to me, and especially since we see him carted off afterwards after the fall.
That was so no, just real quick. That was so heartbreaking to me, anyways, because all Banner is saying is, "Did I hurt anyone? Did anyone get hurt? And then they apparently put him in like an insane asylum or something. I forget what it was, but I was just like, oh, that's so because when you see him earlier, he's teaching again. He's cracking jokes.
Right.
Like he is like, I'm back. I'm normal again. And then this happens, and it's just so heartbreaking to me.
Yeah. Yeah. But I couldn't understand if he was actually talking to Bruce or the Hulk there. And then also at the end of the movie, you know, Peter runs into Ned at this place where he's been getting flowers for May's grave. And he decides, you know what, I'm going to go and talk to Ned. And so he talks to him and he introduces himself. And then they go to do the handshake. And they get down, you know, they go through their whole handshake.
Mm-hmm.
And Ned looks at him and he goes, Peter.
Yeah.
Like he remembers almost. And then they've cut, of course.
Yeah.
To make you think like what happened kind of thing. And I know that he said Peter beforehand, like to introduce himself, but still like, what's going on there?
You saw a facial change in him too.
Yeah.
After the handshake, and like that's just one of the things my wife and I were talking about too. I was like, that whole stupid Inception crap that they threw in there. And I was like, that was the one thing I was like, I hated that. I was like, I get it, it's a whatever, but like still, it's annoying.
Yeah, I don't think it's Inception. I think they intentionally leave stuff ambiguous for you, the viewer, to decide whatever you want to come to the conclusion of. That being said, I think there are some. So I take the to answer your questions, I take the Hulk one as they're trying to recreate, because there were so many like, let's create this scene from the comics. Let's recreate this from the comics. Yeah. I think that was intended to be, no, Banner forgets, Hulk remembers. But that's just my takeaway on it. There's not a lot of evidence. And again, I think it's left to be ambiguous. I don't think we're saying that the spell could be broken, because Jean specifically says when she's in MJ's body and is like taking over her in that one scene, she says, wow, there's no thoughts of you in here.
Right.
But like there is absolutely nothing.
But could she have been saying that to poke at him though?
No, I think she was being honest, and it just happened to be like, it was like hey, there's no thoughts of you, and I'm going to let you know this because it's going to affect you.
Right.
And then to add to the Ned thing, MJ calls Spider-Man Peter.
Right.
She literally says, Peter, be careful. And then Ned goes, Spider-Man's name is Peter?
Yeah.
And before that, they were putting Legos together, and he fist bumped with Ned. He didn't do the full, like, whatever on him. So I think when he goes up to him and does all that, there is the whole muscle memory of him knowing it. And Ned is just kind of like, what the hell is going on? And then he says, hi, I'm Peter Parker. And then he goes, Peter. And I think that is I've realized that you are Spider-Man, not that the spell is broken and I remember everything that is Peter Parker. Because I think going forward, they are wanting to establish that this is a quote unquote brand new day. So all the relationships and stuff they make is new and not stuff from the past. Because I don't think we're going to get technically a rekindling of Spider-Man and MJ maybe in the next movie. I think we may pursue different love interests, and then we'll get back together with her either at the end of that movie or the third movie. They specifically end with her on top of their high school roof, and she's got the Black Dahlia necklace. I know people were saying like MJ unlocked her memories because she was crying in that one scene. I do think she mentioned how there's something missing in her life that she can't quite figure out. And she did have the necklace on in some of those scenes. So I think it's now that she's read the letter, now that she knows who he is, she knows the connection there. And then maybe something like fragmented with the spell because of Jean, because someone pointed out she's the only one that we see in the movie that Jean took over twice. So that one when they do the kiss, and then when she freezes everybody in New York. So maybe that did something. Really, it's just a keep this door open so we can do whatever we want to for the next movie.
Yeah.
And we're going to leave it ambiguous. But the way I take at least Ned's is he doesn't remember Peter. It's just he put 2 and 2 together and realized that this guy's Spider-Man.
I got you. I could see that. I've also heard people throw out there that, like, we've seen in No Way Home that, like, Ned does have magic capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
And so
He
maybe
does.
that didn't affect his memories as well. So I kind of like all the avenues this could go, though. Like,
Well,
I really like your explanation because I never even thought about that.
I think it did. I mean, obviously, I think it did affect his memory some, but maybe like you said, that whole magic thing, maybe they didn't fully get rid of it all because of the magic there.
Yeah,
it could. I mean, it could be another possibility.
Yeah. So I think one of my favorite parts of this movie is the chemistry that Tom Holland and John Bernthal have. I think that is the most fun and the best part of the whole fucking movie is those two playing those characters and just acting. Like, that shit is so funny and so fun.
Well, not just that, they feel like 2 New Yorkers like arguing with each other. That's the thing. It was so funny talking about like the supposedly Staten Island incident where like Spidey saved his bacon kind of thing. And it's just, I agree with you. They're apparently good friends in real life. If y'all haven't seen the Hot Ones, like that they did together, it's really funny. It was great. I agree. I loved John Bernthal in this. Like every scene that he's in, he's grunting in every scene. He does when he does the little wearing Spidey's mask and stuff. He's grunting while doing that. Like, I thought that was really funny.
Yeah. I thought that was I really enjoyed him being in there too, and like I loved. I mean, I know that they showed it in the trailer, I think, but like the whole whenever Spider-Man like webbed his mouth and stuff like that. I was like, that's great.
I like the part that was in the trailer, but they didn't show all of it, where Spidey, like he gets hit by the battle van and Spidey's like, Frank, what the hell? And he's like, quit your whining. And then he's got the little grenade launcher and he like webs it. And then he's like, shoot yourself. And he like launches him onto the tank. But in the movie, he like had a secondary, like he takes it, webs it, throws it up and like webs it onto the battle van. And then Frank just is like, I got a second one. And I was like, that is such a Frank move. Like, that is such a Frank move. And I loved it.
Yeah, he pulls out the second one, just chuckles like, what the fuck are you thinking?
Yeah. This has been my favorite portrayal of John Bernthal's Punisher.
Yeah.
I will say it's so weird and funny though at the same time that, you know, it's a PG-13 movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so all we did was replace the word fuck with GD. And I was like, I don't know that that's any better, y'all. Like, why?
Per the whatever the MPAA that is. But right. Yeah, there was a lot, and it was mostly him and a little bit of Gene. I don't think Pete may have said some too, but I don't really remember. But it was mostly Frank.
Yeah, no, it was totally a lot of, it was Frank whenever he was in the scene. Gene said a few, like ass, and Tom said, you know, hell and ass, or Peter said hell and ass, like, but nothing, you know, I don't know. It was when Frank got on there, he bitching, GD, and shit. Oh, it's horse shit. It's just like, bro, jeez. So, I was just like, okay, well, here we are doing this. Cool. I do want to ask, though, because there was a headline that I saw, and it was asking the question, did they neuter the Punisher? Because the Punisher, he kills people. That's his thing. That's what he does. And he uses a lot of profanity. So in this movie, it's PG-13. Like, he uses plenty of profanity, in my opinion. But, you know, he doesn't really murder anybody. So did they neuter? Do y'all feel like they neutered the Punisher in this movie?
No.
Yeah. I don't think so, because I mean, like, the only one that he really got a chance to shoot at was the Hulk, and you can't shoot him anyway.
Yeah.
Like you can't. Not that he shot him up plenty. He tried to shoot him, but obviously you can't do that. And the whole like with him shooting Peter, I don't like. He's gonna have things that's gonna happen that's gonna make him question things anyway. Like he's obviously got a huge history. But so maybe it might give him a little hesitancy, but I don't think. I mean, I think something will happen and he'll be fine. He'll be revert back to his normal, and it won't be a big deal.
Yeah. I didn't think so. I think just because it was a PG-13 movie, they put him in situations where he couldn't murder people. So like,
right,
he's chasing a old lady in a tank. Unbeknownst to him, there's an old lady, but it's like a tank. So like Frank doesn't quite have the stuff to like blow her head off. And then the only thing I can think of is some of the DODC guys, but they were all like incapacitated at that point when he shows up. So then it's just Hulk, and Hulk's essentially like the weaponry that Frank brought. Like he needed bigger caliber bullets. Like, that's one of the things I want them to do more. Like we saw it in the first Avengers movie where Coulson uses that like the destroyer like ray gun on Loki.
Oh yeah.
I want to see more like experimental tech, because like Nick Fury and Punisher usually has that for like superpowered people. Like in other words, if Frank's going up against the Hulk, he's like, I'm not using machine guns. I'm going to use this big fucking ray gun that I have. Like, so I would like to see more of that with Punisher in the future. But regardless, it was fun. We got to see a little bit of him just grabbing like shit that like debris that DOD had, and he would just throw it at Hulk. But no. And then of course there's the big moment where he's gonna shoot Jean, and Pete senses it and he takes the bullet, which is from, I don't know, two people said like a different one that I'm not aware of, but the one I remember is in the Ultimate Universe, Spider-Man takes a bullet for Captain America.
Oh.
And anyway, and then they recreate the Civil War scene where Punisher is carrying Spider-Man through some doors, and it's that exact same scene where he's just like draped in his arms. Yeah, it's really cool.
I did not realize that.
Yeah, there was a lot of like, hey, we're going to recreate this scene. The other cool thing that I didn't know that I saw on like Instagram with the recreation of the covers is some of those are practical. Like he was talking about the one with Scorpion. It's the one where he's wearing like the vest and the toboggan.
Yeah.
He like, that is like Tom had to jump up like, and the way the camera was positioned so they could get that shot and then make that pose. So like that was an actual like recreation of it. And I was like,
cool.
That's cool and
that's
crazy
cool.
that they did that.
Yeah. That is crazy. At the very beginning of the movie with the Punisher, that whole the fight scene with the van and all that stuff, and he's like, "Go home, Frank."
Mm-hmm.
And Frank says, "I'm gonna kill that kid one day."
Mm-hmm.
And then we got what you're talking about, where the end scene where he's trying to make the shot at Jean, he winds up hitting Peter. And by the way, I feel like they did a great job with that scene of like they're in Jean and Peter are in his consciousness, but Peter's spider senses are still going, and so he can hear the caliber, he can sense the gunshot, all that jazz, and he knows instinctively what to do to help protect Jean still. I thought that was great the way they did it with the PG-13 rating. But a lot of people are saying the rumor is, and I heard this a long time ago as well, that Peter was actually supposed to die in this movie. And that's when the whole like symbiote that was left behind was supposed to come in, go into the casket, and him come out with the black suit, which would then recreate another cover.
Yeah.
What kind of makes me believe like that may have been like foreshadowing in a thing at one point in time. What do y'all think as far as like, had you gotten that, which ending do you think would have been better?
Had to have gotten the symbiote thing?
Right. Like him actually killing Peter and the burial and the symbiote suit and all that jazz.
I would not have liked it, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if I will say, like, if we didn't have the like the crappy predecessor, like, of all the different Venoms that we've gotten, they've just all been terrible. If those hadn't been in there and they're like maybe doing something different, but like I would just, I don't know. It's just been, Venom has just been so terrible before. I don't really care to see him.
Yeah. That's my thing, is that feels so like, the thing that I like about this movie is it doesn't feel super like Sony-ified, like
Yes.
forced
Yeah.
Sony bullshit of like,
Yeah.
we got to connect it to our shit. And that would have pissed me the fuck off.
Yeah.
Now there's rumors that we may get it for Secret Wars, so who knows at this point. But
Venom?
not Venom, but the black suit, because in the original Secret Wars, not the Jonathan Hickman 2015 Secret Wars, but the original recipe Secret Wars, that's where Spider-Man originally gets the black suit from.
No.
His suit gets torn, he goes to a machine, and he's like, oh, the machine makes new suits, and it really wasn't. It was actually just a symbiote like living up in the machine, and it gets on him and he gets the black suit. And then later when he gets put back to Earth, he's all like, what the fuck is going on with this suit? It's changing my personality. He goes to Reed's like, it's alive, Peter. It's a thing.
I honestly wouldn't mind seeing him get the black suit in Secret Wars just because of the comic book connection.
Mm-hmm.
However, at the same time, like, I feel like this movie kind of deals with that whole weird personality thing and him having to get over it.
Yeah.
It's not exactly the same, but I don't know that I want a whole nother movie of Peter, like, battling with himself about his personality again.
Same.
Like, I don't really want to rehash that.
Yeah. I'm with you there. It's been done so many times now.
Yeah.
It's so uninteresting to see now.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I wouldn't have I'm glad that we got the ending we did. I felt like we got a lot of closure. Peter learned a lesson of like, hey, like he got showed appreciation with all the people outside at the hospital and being able to hear all the fans shouting Spider-Man, like feeling all that love or whatever, rekindling something with, like a friendship possibly with MJ, definitely a friendship with Ned, I would say. And then like that building that friendship with Frank as well. Like you wouldn't have got that if he had died. And I really like that a whole lot more than like Frank possibly getting upset that he killed Spider-Man.
Yeah. The message of this movie is you don't have to go it alone.
Yeah.
And I like it. It's a great message, especially like it's also dealing with grief in general, like not the fact that he just lost his basically his mom, but also his like everybody. He is truly alone.
Yeah.
And that whole message with Aunt May being like, you don't have to go it alone, and is what he passes on to Jean, which Jean will learn that she'll find new family in the X-Men.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what they are. Is they're like, a what do you call it? Like a piece together family. They're not they're not blood related, but they're all like chosen family.
Yeah.
Be like the whole toast of to the family we're born with and the family that we make along the way.
Yes, exactly. Did y'all expect MJ was controlled by? Did that get a shock from y'all that she was being controlled by Jean in the scene where they kiss on top of the rooftop?
I think it did for me a little bit, just because I'm one of those that I'm a sucker for that kind. Like I'm not necessarily looking for that, and whenever I'm watching the movie, and so I was hoping that it would work out for them, but yeah.
If I hadn't spoiled it for me, yes, probably so.
Oh, okay.
Like,
you gotta stop spoiling these things.
Well, I was talking to my son because he was asking me a little bit of stuff or whatever, and I was like, buddy, I know everything that's gonna happen in this movie. And he's like, why do you spoil everything for yourself? And I said, well, it doesn't really spoil it for me because I don't know how it's going to be portrayed. like, I don't know how it's gonna be delivered and whether or not I agree with that delivery or not. So, like, yes, I may know what's going to happen for the most part, but at the same time, like, is it gonna still hit for me? Like, knowing what's gonna happen doesn't necessarily spoil it for me because I'm still like, if it's good, I'm still like in it and I'm ready
Mhm.
to see like what's gonna happen, where's it gonna go, and all this other jazz. But like I said, had I not had known, then like no, I don't think I would have caught that at all.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like I watch a lot of Josh with Den of Nerds on YouTube, and he's really funny and he's got really good connections and it's just fun to watch.
Mhm.
And he's kind of like making ties with this to like the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Because like Jean Grey's like pretty ruthless in this movie, and it's like, damn, Jean, like simmer down a little bit. You're
Yeah.
supposed to be an X-Men.
Well,
But at the same time, Phoenix is a bad bitch. And so like this
Yeah.
is some shit that she would do. She is very conniving, very like just she's mean. That bitch is mean.
Yeah. No, that's what I was gonna say. Back to the MJ, and I'll get back to that. Is I like how they, if you're paying attention, they specifically, and since Far From Home, they made it clear that like MJ is terrified of Pete swinging.
Yeah.
Whenever
Mhm,
he
yeah.
holds her and they web sling, she is terrified of it. When they are web
Yeah.
slinging together, she doesn't even bat an eye at it. And I immediately clocked in on that. I was like, something's fucky here. And then all that happened, and I was like, I fucking knew it. And the reason why I asked is there was an audible gasp from people around me. Not just people I was like with seeing the movie, but just people like
Yeah.
behind me and stuff like that when they realized then that it was not MJ and that it was in fact Jean. And yes, too, I think they are. I don't think we're going to do Phoenix anytime soon because, again, like with Spider-Man having his powers alternate his personality and he's a dickbag and then he's like, oh, I'm not really this way. It's just been played out to me damn times.
Yeah.
But I do think this is sowing seeds for the Phoenix because the Phoenix is a actual entity that possesses Jean, and a lot of the times it's like a dual personality. I could see maybe them reusing Sarah, since Sarah is a telepath, and like the Phoenix Force takes like the image of Sarah or something. I could easily see them working that a different way for this movie or because of this movie. And yeah, I kind of picked up on that as well. I was like, she, you know, pun intended, but I like what they did with her because it made things gray. It did not everything was black and white here. It was a very like gray area because like she is absolutely justified in her like wanting to go find her sister. And
Yeah.
like in my opinion, how she does it is not necessarily the right way to do it because she is harming innocent people. Like she literally kills an
Right.
innocent person in this movie. She
Yeah,
pushes some
yeah.
crosswalk guy in front of a car. That
Oh,
guy
yeah.
is dead.
Yeah.
I know we didn't
I
see a
heard
body.
a lot of flack. Dude, I'm sorry.
I said I know we didn't see a body, but that guy is dead.
No, I heard a lot of flack from people after seeing the movie or whatever. And they're like, nobody checked on the guy that got hit by the car.
No, they didn't.
And I'm like, no, nobody checked.
No.
Not even Spider-Man. Like, nobody checked
No,
up on
yeah.
this dude at all.
But I like that because it is showing the, you know, I think what we're going to get into eventually with X-Men, the, you know, the morality of like, hey, these people are people, but some of them can be very dangerous. And anyway, I just thought it was great. It brought a lot of like things you could talk and debate with people like at the table, like with Jean. And like, I know a lot of people were like, oh, I don't like her being the villain, quote unquote. But I loved it. I thought it was great. And I'm excited to see what they're going to do with X-Men in the future. This makes me not hopeful for Secret Wars and Doomsday, but hopeful for X-Men.
Yeah, and we were talking about the Phoenix as well,
Mhm.
and like the opportunity of that, and
how like hopefully they build it up like they look like at least they were building up damage control.
Yeah. The last couple of things I had, I love the twist of the VMAX thing. I know that's a trope that's been done a lot in different movies, but I thought this one was done really well. It's also a gut punch because to realize that her sister died in that very room, and then like she like her sister's powers were pushed to the max, to the limit, and she was able to reach out to Jean in her last dying thoughts, and the only thing she could think of was basically VMAX, and it was just like, oh, that's so heartbreaking.
Yeah, that was that realization was just, and the way they built that up too was just, it was perfect. I mean, like because in thinking of I was gonna say DMAX, but done damage control, like it fits using VMAX as something that they would have, like be some kind of label or whatever in their files or something. Makes sense. Like it would be something that would like that would come, you would feel like would come out of damage control. So I thought that was just it was played out very, very well.
Yeah.
Well, and then on top of that, like to sit there and the whole time you're thinking like Metzer's probably lying as far as like knowing what VMAX stands for or whatever. And like, no, he really had no idea because that's not a thing.
He was literally like, no, seriously, I don't fucking know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. So I like that. I like that aspect. But I didn't even think about the fact that what you were just saying of like they pushed Sarah to the max for her to pass. And it's like that's a whole nother level of like, wow.
Yeah. I thought it was really cool. Like I got goosebumps when they pushed Jean to the max, and that little like it's literally like the DBZ fucking scouter, like the numbers just going up infinitely.
Yeah.
And then she's like, you can see her like telepathy powers have been unlocked because like Jean in the comics is an Omega level mutant without the Phoenix Force. She can do what Charles needs Cerebro to do, technically. And so I was just like, oh fuck. Like they fucked with the wrong person. I just thought that was really cool. I like the incorporation of the scrunchie. I like how the scrunchie was her sister's, and it has Jean's typical superhero costume colors, the green and yellow.
Oh yeah.
I like that they did that. I thought that was a cute little like wink and nod. But the last thing I had was, I forgot that I didn't like, is no JJ, no Daily Bugle, no JJ.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed we didn't get to see another JJ or something with the Daily Bugle.
Yeah.
There were already too many bigwigs in it. Like we just couldn't get him back, and like, I mean, there was already too many people there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it, but it was just a lot of people were complaining about how like, where does Spider-Man get his money? And they should have, because we don't see him work a job at all. We just see him be Spider-Man 24/7. So it's like, is like Frank giving him cash? Did like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how he was able to afford certain things. I know he could, like, they established in Homecoming that he dumpster dived, and he grabbed like a bunch of like computer parts to make his web shooters and his goggles and stuff like that. So he has like some old Stark tech plus stuff that he could get later on. So I could see him incorporating that into his things, but it doesn't answer the question of how are you able to buy pizza and have it like like Uber Eats delivered, because that shit's expensive.
Right. I was gonna say the fabricator, it looks like, also helps out with that, but still, like you're saying, like and Jeremy was just saying too, like the flowers and the food, like what kind of side hustle you got there?
Right. It must be an OnlyFans, because he was showing his feet in front of the like the fact that his grippers were out like it was like a Tarantino scene all of a sudden. I was just like, oh no, I don't like this.
That's hilarious.
The other thing is, what do y'all think of the post-credit scene?
Well, that's what I was going to ask about. I mean, is that just hinting towards Doomsday, or like what is that?
Secret Wars.
Oh yes, okay.
My opinion, Secret Wars.
I think it's the rumor, like the first scene from Doomsday. I think it's that.
Oh,
I think it's Peter too. I think that's I think that's what they're implying there, because it was way out in space. It wasn't on Earth. It wasn't on the moon. It was just way out in space somewhere. So I'm assuming it's somehow. I don't even know how Ned's thing can detect another Spider-Man that far out, but I think it was just a kind of more for the audience and not actually in like canonically in the real world or in that world.
See, I almost thought it was somebody else that was like has the app, because we know Frank has the app.
Yeah,
and so
funny.
Like, does this mean that Frank and Peter are on Battle World, and Frank's letting everybody at home know, like, hey, I'm with Spidey? Like, that was my thinking. Like,
yeah, it could be. It could be that it was that Peter gets whisked away to Battle World in that moment, but I took it as it's Peter too. But yeah,
interesting. Because it looked like it was based off of like people's sightings. So like, if you saw him or whatever, then like you would report it, or in that way it would track it.
Right.
So I don't know who else would have had that app to sit there. But if you're saying it's not canonical, it's just to sit there and like show you like, hey, he's like like Kevin from She-Hulk sees Spider-Man over here, wink wink. So he has Kevin has the app.
Well, that's what I was thinking, is also like if it was Peter or Frank like saying like, hey, we're over here, like using it like a distress beacon, where did they get the Wi-Fi to, like, how are they able to send that signal all the way back to Earth kind of thing?
So it's Hulk's phone is what it is, because
okay, that makes that's right. I forgot. Yeah, he's got that special Hulk phone.
We're gonna pull everything in together now. Like, all of She-Hulk is now gonna need to watch the TV.
Oh God, not Scar though. Please not
Scar. He's got a haircut since then.
Yeah, hopefully.
So I have one more thing, and it was kind of like what we were talking about earlier with the rumors and stuff like that for me. And it was, I feel like Marvel did a good job of balancing rumors to like drive talk and hype about this movie, but also like not really spoil the movie either. Like, it was not until the movie was out in theaters that I heard full like movie dialogue and like story. And like, we knew a lot of the scoopers and stuff like knew a lot of stuff, but as far as like what the story was, I never would have pictured this. And so I kind of feel like Marvel did something here different than what they've been doing as far as like releasing certain things to certain people to like get talk and hype going for it, but at the same time like holding a lot of things close to the chest, because like Jean was never confirmed until the movie was out. Like, it was still speculated or whatever that it was Jean, but it was never confirmed.
It was at the red carpet event. Have you seen that? Where I can't remember. I don't know if he's like a costume designer. There was some guy who worked on the movie, and he was at the red carpet event, like on the red carpet. And somebody was interviewing him, and they were like, who's your favorite character in the movie? But no spoilers. And he was like, he started like thinking, and then he was like, I think my favorite is the villain of the movie, Jean. And like, you can tell the interviewer was like, and then she was like, was that a spoiler? And he's like, yeah, she's got a method to her madness of why. And then she was just like, okay, well, thanks. It felt very like this man's about to get tackled, or like you see like laser like dots like start appearing on his head. Like, and I thought that was hilarious that it got like leaked, or not leaked, but it got spoiled like the night of the red carpet event.
That's
I thought that was
hilarious. I did not know of that. I'd not even heard anybody talk about that. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I think whatever department is over this Spider-Man and everything needs to talk to the people that's over the Department of Doomsday and be like, hey, we need to figure this out.
Yeah.
I saw Boss Logic. He's a big time artist.
Yeah.
And he does stuff on like Instagram all the time. And I seen a poster that he made, and it's for Doomsday, and it's a big potato with Doom armor on it. And then there's like a little potato that had, I can't remember what it had on there, but I was like, I didn't get it at first, and then when I saw the movie, I was like, that's funny.
That's
wow.
funny.
Potato.
I think I think I sent that to y'all. I didn't realize that was Boss
the big
Logic.
potato?
Yeah.
Maybe he was reposting. I don't know, but it was funny. It was
Yeah.
so funny. So, and I wanted to say earlier, Dustin, the director, Destin
Daniel Cretton.
Yes. Apparently, like Wonder Man 2 season is canceled, or Wonder Man season 2 is like canceled now because how well this movie did. I guess he was going to be part of season 2, and like it's a no go now.
That sucks because like
yeah.
It ended. I like the. I don't think it got enough like advertisement. Really, no one was really talking about it. But it ended up being a good show, and it ended on a kind of like a cliffhanger. There's so many like unanswered things from this saga.
Yes.
We've talked about it, but
Yeah,
it just sucks.
Yeah. All right. Well. Cool. That's all I really had to say. I know we talked about a little bit about Doomsday, and I know we talked a little bit about Secret Wars and stuff like that. So, next week we'll be continuing our Time Runs Out, I believe. So 4 issues of that.
Oh,
We're getting so much closer to Doomsday, though.
it's not making me any more excited. Maybe if it was actually going to be a good movie, I might be more excited.
Maybe. They're cooking here lately. They're cooking.
Okay.
In the meantime, Jeremy, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Twitch under handle Night Fury GTO. That's Night with a K. And you can find me here.
Awesome. Richard?
Jeremy, it's time again. We've started it. I need you to start playing Lego Batman.
Okay.
If next week I ask and you haven't played,
I'm getting dead gummit. I just started getting that bell. I started getting that bell out of my dreams. Just it's only been like finally got rid of it.
But no, seriously, if you want to contact me directly, I have an X, the platform formerly known as Twitter and Instagram, a Blue Skies, and a Threads. My handle is Night Curry, Night like day and night, and Curry with a K. If you want to contact us directly, we have a Gmail. Our Gmail is comicallycomicspodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to check us out on YouTube, possibly TikTok, we'll see, and Instagram, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics Podcast. And if you want to check us out on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics with an X.
Awesome. You can find me on Instagram, eBay, and Shortbox22_comics. You can also find me on YouTube at 22 Comics. Thank you all so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed as much as we did making it. Well, all being said, say goodbye, Jeremy.
Bye, Jeremy.
Goodbye, Jeremy. Goodbye.